Previously on Star Trek Online.
Taurus cannot be allowed to commit even greater crimes in an attempt to fix her mistake. My intelligence officer, Lieutenant Gaius Salan, has intercepted communications that may allow us to locate Taurus and finally bring her to justice. I'll let him explain in greater detail.
Very well. So much for the quarantine. Sir, our scans have triggered automated defense systems and a Reman ship is decloaking. They are hailing us. On screen. So much for the quarantine. Sir, our scans have triggered automated defense systems and a Reman ship is decloaking. They are hailing us. On screen. Targeted shield, standby torpedoes. Brace! Now, the continuation.
The Romulans had a base, known as the Vault, that they used for research into Borg technology. This facility was abandoned in the chaos after the destruction of the Romulan homeworld, but intelligence suggests that the work there was far enough along that it was used to retrofit Nero's ship before it disappeared, along with Ambassador Spock's vessel in the Hobus system. Long-range sensors have detected energy spikes in the Halcona system, and Starfleet intelligence believes that someone is bringing the Vault back online. We need to know who, and more importantly, we need to know if there is still Borg technology or restricted weaponry on that base. I need you to proceed immediately to the Halcona system and investigate the Vault. Engage if you must, but I would prefer if you could gather the information we need without conflict.
I have new missions for you.
In order to avoid drawing too much attention, you need to fly under the radar, so to speak. Admiral Tanay has authorized the requisition of a shuttlecraft for you. You can fulfill the requisition in the shipyard. Once you're ready, take the shuttlecraft out to the Halcona system. If you have a runabout fighter or other such craft available, feel free to use it, but do not approach the system in a starship. We want to avoid the notice of whoever's in the vault. The shuttle will also be able to dock with the vault and explore the interior.
Understood. Also, Republic Intelligence will be sending one of their best with you on this operation. Commander Talmera. She's been fully briefed and will transport to your vessel as soon as you are ready to depart for Halcona. I trust this won't be a problem, Commander? Not at all.
Any questions?
What can I expect at the Vault?
Borg technology, Thalaron weapons like the ones used by Shinzon, cloaking mines, and heavy graviton beams? We're not entirely sure. That's why we need eyes inside. The station itself is near a micronebula and surrounded by a tachyon detection grid. Even a cloaked ship wouldn't be able to sneak in there. You should also expect automated defenses like turrets and cannons. We haven't spotted any ships in the vicinity, fortunately. Although with Romulan cloaking, anything is possible. Any questions?
What if I need support?
Starfleet will make sure to have a ship or two in range for a rapid response in case of emergency. Hopefully, though, you'll be able to keep things quiet, and that won't be necessary. Of course, missions rarely go exactly as planned. Any questions?
No more questions.
Very well. Remember, you must use a shuttlecraft, runabout, fighter, or similar small operations craft to undertake this mission. We need on-site intel from the interior of the vault. Starfleet will not clear you to enter the Hakona system otherwise. Good luck.
Obviously, this station isn't as abandoned as Intel suspected. Sensors are reading several Romulan ships in the area, and that's just the ones that we can spot. That station is immense. It must have taken an incredible amount of manpower and technology to build it. It's almost the size of a small moon. Sensors are reading a sophisticated tachyon detection network, as well as several patrolling vessels. For an abandoned station, this facility certainly has a lot of activity. My people are experts at stealth technology. If we want to approach unseen, we must avoid confrontation and find a way to evade or jam their sensor grid. We must assume that if we engage the ships here, they'll notify whoever is left on the station, and it may become difficult to find an entry point.
Mara, what are our options?
The Romulans are all over this system. If we start a fight with one of the ships, we'll probably have to fight them all. And there's no telling how many are cloaked here. We have a number of possible options to explore.
What about that communication satellite?
All of the construction work out here must have required the use of a lot of worker shuttles and a communication booster. We might be able to dig up some information about the station's communication network, if we can find a subspace relay satellite.
I don't think I could use that.
The Romulans are all over. The sensors are reading a small derelict worker ship near some of the asteroid debris. We might find helpful clues there. The Romulans are.
What about that stellar
The
debris?
requirements to make a base of that size must have been enormous. There's a lot of stellar debris here, probably remnants of asteroids or fragments from moons that were mined for raw materials. We might be able to do something useful with them. One of the large asteroids has a navigational beacon. The Tal Shiar must have placed it there for some reason.
Now that I can work with.
The Romulans are all over.
Scanning in progress.
This asteroid is unusually large, and it's clearly been mined. It was probably used for raw construction materials, like most of the debris here. This particular asteroid contains pergium, titanium, and uranium. It was probably tractored from a nearby system and brought here to construct hull components and power systems. We could probably cut a piece from the asteroid with our weapons for further analysis.
Lock phasers and fire.
Scanning in progress.
This fragment is full of duranium. With a little bit of radiation, it'll cause duranium shadows on scanners, which would look like a weapon suite. If the Tal Shiar set up their sensor net appropriately, their scanners will exclude this kind of stellar debris. If we give the fragment a nudge with our tractor beam and follow along behind it, we could slip through the sensor grid.
Make it so.
Follow that route.
Time for some tricky flying. This thing really took off.
approaching the tachyon grid perimeter. If we're detected by it, that will definitely alert the Remans.
Everybody cross your fingers, hold your breath. I think we're okay. Right.
Picking up some unusual energy readings. We'll need to explore the accessible interior areas and see what we can find. Looks like there's another access conduit across from us. We'll have to think three-dimensionally in here. Sensor readings are also picking up a few scattered life signs.
Alright. Sensors to full, let's see what we can find. Shuttle's not responding. Alright. Let's try the door.
We've tripped some security systems.
Evasive! Alright. Should have expected that.
The doors are a massive set of interior bulkhead doors. They're segmenting the different parts of the base. Possibly a safety measure in case something went wrong in one of the central areas. Access appears to be controlled by use of security keys. We can disable it if we can find a code block that matches part of a security key.
Let's get a scan of the turret debris.
Scanning in progress.
This defense turret was hooked into part of the security network. There's a security code in its subsystem. Code block 6750.
Alright, let's give it a shot.
The security key is on a rotation. Each code block matches a piece of one key. Key in the appropriate code when the rotation matches to it. Trying a code on the wrong rotation will probably invalidate that code, so be careful with the timing.
Come on, you scuzzy little data. Let's see if we can find another code. I feel like if we keep waiting, we'll just stay here waiting for the right one, and that could take forever. We don't have all day.
Block of empty residences includes a code key, block 9904. I'm reading life signs in some of these living quarters. Interesting.
Who are you and what do you want? What are you doing here? I mean you no harm. I just want to talk. No harm, Starfleet? Like when you praised Ambassador Spock meant no harm when he fomented rebellion against our people? Like when your Captain Picard meant no harm when he killed Shinzon, the strongest leader our people had seen in a century? Romulans are a proud and passionate people. Between great powers such as the Romulans and the Federation, conflict is inevitable because we are both strong and stubborn. But there is room in our pride to help one another as well. I apologize. Such an outburst was unbecoming of me. You should not be here, Starfleet. Tell me what you want, then leave quickly. I need to know about the other parts of the station and how to access them. Very well. As far as I know, this station was a research facility for various illicit technologies. I'm not sure what kinds of secrets the military kept here, but some of us have scavenged up useful components or even weapons. The station has its own power supply, although many areas are dangerous or secured against intruders, or are under the control of Romulans now. Lahar, one of our other survivors living here, said he saw some other kind of autonomous cybernetic technology closer to the station core. I don't know what that would be, but he said it looked dangerous. Shavara, a doctor, said that this area was still safe for habitation, but further out of one of the pylons was emitting dangerous amounts of radiation. To reach the deeper parts of the station, you will need to bypass the containment force field. It uses a cycle-timed security check, so if you have a key code sequence, you must synchronize your key with the check. I have a personal override code that will bypass the synchronization check. I will give you this data. May the elements watch over us all. I can take you with us if you wish. No. I have responsibilities to people here. You can't take all of us. And where would you take us? To be questioned by your government because we would all be suspected as spies? We must all make our own way in the universe and play the game as it unfolds. Jolan True, Commander. Alright. Well, that should be enough to get us through the door. Give him a shot.
Key is on a rotation. That's it. Well done. We should be able to bypass the system and gain access now.
Right. Steer clear of those plasma discharges.
Scanning in progress.
Microgravity storage crates. Mostly construction supplies. No weapons or unusual energy signatures.
Got more turrets on sensors. It's almost like the Romulans knew that the shuttles would be infiltrating this base.
Warning, ship is under attack. Left shields failing.
Rotating shield frequency. Might get our strength back up.
Above us, that's a Borg sphere. The Tal Shiar must have used this base as a storage facility and research area for Borg technology.
Never really cared to be this close to a Borg ship.
Scanning in progress.
The Borg sphere is dormant, like it's been put to sleep. It's not the source of the strange readings that long-range scans detected. Looks like the sphere's hooked into part of the local systems network. We should be able to exit through the other doors now. Probably a safety precaution to keep them locked.
Right. Let's press on. More turrets. Probably more turrets up ahead. Stand by.
Quiet in this area. Too quiet.
I actually wish there were turrets. Picking up unusual readings from the other side of that pillar. Is that what I think it is?
Scanning in progress.
This is disturbing. We're looking at a facility used to build Thaleron weapons. If the Remans have infiltrated this base, they may be trying to secure those weapons.
Ah, so our intruder finally arrives at the heart of the matter. Have you seen all that you came to see, little spy?
Who are you?
Does it really matter? Call me Obasek, if a name is that important to you.
What are you doing here?
That should be obvious. I intend to make use of this station to further my agenda. Your presence, however, is a bit more curious. I expect that you are operating under the shroud of Empress Sela, whether you realize it or not.
Neither of us is supposed to be here, I suspect.
Never rely on the noble intentions of spies and thieves, Captain. And you and I are either one or the other.
Since we are on similar footing, the least we can do is show courtesy.
Appreciate your level-headedness in an unfortunate situation. As you must have surmised, though, I have already located the Thaleron weapons that I need. One of my ships has completed transporting them, and soon we shall make our first strike against the Romulans in our war for liberation. Sadly, we cannot trust any outside powers to ally with us. Our freedom must be won by our own hands.
The Federation has always promoted freedom. While I cannot condone the use of Thaleron weapons, I can empathize with your plight.
Your honesty under pressure is refreshing. Lesser beings would be scheming to learn my plans or begging for mercy. Your intellect and discretion do you credit.
The use of Thaleron weapons will have lasting repercussions.
I will deal with the future when it arrives. For me, there is no tomorrow until my people are free. However, I respect your commitment to your position. It's a shame we are at cross purposes.
I am afraid our time is at an end. My associates have already finished loading the Thaleron weapons that we need, and I have other operations to manage. I think we both know what happens now. May your death be quick and valorous.
Evasive maneuvers. Scorpion fighters. Get out of here while we can. I'm reading 2 turrets directly ahead. No, one's a locking mechanism. Alright. I can work with that even better. Alright. Pedal to the metal. Do a little unsafe velocity, shall we? Alright. Should be out of their weapons range. Oh, of course. Oh, you have got to be kidding me! We'll engage the fighters before we deal with that warbird. Try to keep our distance. We're way too outgunned for that. We can just sneak on by. I think we can make it out of here in one piece.
Blast the door locks.
Warning, ship is under attack.
More fighters. Great. That worked. All right. Nearly halfway there. There's the exit. Oh.
Target achieved.
Bringing us around. Ooh. That's a little too close for comfort.
We must stop Obisek's ship. They cannot be allowed to possess Thalaron weapons. We can use the subspace booster satellite outside the station to send a message to Starfleet as soon as we're clear of the interior. But Obisek's warship will almost certainly attack us when we do. We'll have to survive long enough for reinforcements to arrive. Reinforcements have arrived and are just past that nebula. We don't have much time. We need to meet with our allies and stop that ship.
Engaging full impulse.
We are now in the USS Laza is signaling us. They're going to engage the Riemann ship, but they want us to take care of the fighters and plasma torpedoes.
I think I can manage that. Come on, phasers, come on! Damn. I was hoping that wouldn't happen.
We are now in the micronebula.
That was quite an explosion. Probably from the Thaleron weapons carried aboard the ship. We're going to leave the system under high warp to draw off any reinforcements that might come looking. Suggest you return to Federation space.
Will do. Let's rendezvous with the Alexandria.
Taking a preliminary look at your logs, it seems that things went a bit unexpectedly. I have a feeling this isn't the last time we'll be seeing the Vault. The Riemann commander you encountered is definitely a major player in the disintegration of the Romulan Star Empire. I'm going to send the information you gathered about him over to an old colleague of mine, Dr. Maximilian Peters, for analysis. If this Riemann is a leader in their separatist movement, we'll have to deal with him again. And hopefully Dr. Peters can work up a psychological profile for him, and a sociological analysis of the separatists. Our next step will be to decode the signal intelligence and go through any remnants left from the ship that was destroyed near the Vault. Now that we know that the Riemans were hoping to use Thaleron weapons, we need to figure out their target location. Right now, Starfleet knows far too little about a civil war in the making, but it'll take time to sift through all of the data. Keep in touch. Starfleet will notify you when we have a lead. Oh, and thanks for the good work.
Excellent work. We need to learn more about the conflict between Obasek and the Romulans. Sila's forces may indeed be hounding the Riemans, but the use of Thaleron weapons is unacceptable. Not even the Klingons or the Breen will stoop to such barbarism. Starfleet intelligence will be working to decode the list of possible targets you acquired from the base's databanks. The next step may be to investigate these sites and find out why the Riemans want to destroy.